All right, what's good? What's good? What's good? We back. We back. We back. See, did Fury dry snitch on old buddy? Hell yeah, man. Tyson Fury, fuck that dude over running his mouth, man. Dude, blabbermouths, man, blabbermouths. Dude, how is Tyson? Dude, seriously, man. At this point, these cats. I'm having a good time over here on Twitter, dog, because. Cats on Twitter, because you know I go to Twitter to fight. I go to Twitter just to be a jackass, dog. I go to Twitter to be a jackass. And so much love and respect to everybody that deals with me over on Twitter. Dude, that's just how I roll over there at Twitter. We over there to fight, dog, because I don't fight with trolls and stuff over here. But you cats over there, dude, we can go back and forth on Twitter. And these cats ain't got nowhere to go on this Tyson Fury stuff, dude. For now, I'm finna cook him today. Troll's gonna get me. Oh, I'm about to cook you today. Oh, dog. What's that? Who is this? Chef Curry with the pot? Ain't that when they cooking you up? Who is that? Who does that? That's not Chef Curry. That's what's that dude's name from Houston? What's that dude's name from Houston that does this when he hits the threes? Stirring the pot on you. What's good, Albert Doughty? What's going on, man? Let me say what's up to everybody in the building. What's going on, Albert Doughty, man? Mr. Shelton, what's going on, man? I will, man. Very nice to see you around, man. Jeff, the producer, what's good? Nuke Juice in the building, as usual. Thrill Hill in the building. KP from KC. Bronx on deck. You better come prepared next week, dog. Blood Boxing is out here trying to do people wrong. In OG Boxing Talk coming up this weekend. So y'all make sure y'all come to OG Boxing Talk today. Because if you've not noticed, Blood Boxing over on his channel has been preparing, dog. He's got his notes. He's gonna try to come full-fledged. He's gonna try to come full-fledged this Sunday. So be on point, Drew Titan. G Lex, what's good, man? And heck yeah, dry snitch, but we'll get that in a second, man. What's going on, Underground Asylum in the building? Al Green in the building. Tamika Gibson. What's good? Man, I used to date a girl named Tamika. Kylie Brown, what's good? Steven Suggs, what's happening, man? Boxing Bully, what's good with you, man? Tyrone, Tyrone Duplessis. I need to know how to pronounce your name. That sounds like it's Creole. Michael Johnson, Boxing Talking More. Much love in that super chat, man. Damn, he said, yo, he said you see Errol in Charlo's glove. Can you see the knuckle? Dog, you talking about that? Somebody showed a picture of two lines going down the middle of Jamal Charlo's glove. Two lines. Dude, either they have the biggest fingers. Dude, they would have to have fingers like this big for those to be his fingers, dude. You see 3 lines on top of a glove. You saw 4 perfectly formed fingers with Tyson Fury, dog. Just stop, dog. What's up, Anon? Keep punching these decaps in the face. We love you, man. That's what's up, man. All day, any day, dude. I ain't got no problem. But on the real, look. And I feel a little safer saying it, dude. Look, I did a video today, so I'm going to blow a little bit of the video, what I did on the video. But look, man. Oh, Harden. Yeah, James Harden. Yeah, let's cook him, dog. Let's cook him. All right, first and foremost, these are real things that have happened to Tyson Fury in the last year, in the last 4 months. Okay, I'm sorry. These are all real things that have happened in the last 4 months to Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, Martin Carefoot, a guy came out and said that he perjured himself because he was bribed by Tyson Fury's camp to give false testimony about the performance-enhancing drugs, his alibi for the performance-enhancing drugs, right? Remember, he was retroactively suspended for 2 years for performance-enhancing drugs. His excuse was that he had eaten wild boar meat, right, that still had the testicles and all that on it. Now, the guy comes out, Martin Carefoot, and says that was a lie, that he was offered money to say that, but that Tyson Fury's team never paid up. Immediately after, Martin Carefoot called Tyson Fury's promoter, who was Frank Warren. Tyson Fury dropped his UK boxing license. Dropped his UK boxing license. Mighty convenient, dude, that in order to, and then after he dropped it, right, and this stuff came out, you had all kind of people who are in his camp. Let's just not even act like these people ain't associated with Tyson Fury, man. The world ain't that big in YouTube boxing, okay? So they come out and say, oh, well, it's not going to make any difference because Tyson Fury isn't licensed in the UK. So what? They can't do anything to him, right? So that's the first thing. The dude gets accused of falsifying evidence in order to obstruct the British Boxing Board of Control's investigation. That's the first thing this dude is convicted. Dude, for anybody else, that would be some big high-level thing, okay? The fact that if Floyd Mayweather had ever tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs and he got away with it, or he didn't actually get away with it, but he offered testimony, but then the person that offered the testimony then comes out and says, you bribed? No, I lied because he bribed me to do it. Yeah, I know I'm a bad guy, but he bribed me to do it. They offered me 25,000 pounds? Let's just call it $32,000. He offered me my year's salary, right? He offered me a year's salary because I don't know how much Martin Carefoot makes selling pig meat, but I have to believe that 25,000 pounds is a significant amount of his money that he got ripped off on. So that's the first thing, okay? Then the second thing that happens is Tyson Fury, his manager, is an international crime boss. His mate comes out because Tyson Fury opens his mouth and thanks Daniel Kinahan. Daniel Kinahan then gets plastered all over the newspapers, all over the world as Tyson Fury's manager that is also a money laundering drug. He's accused of being a money launderer, an ecstasy dealer, a cocaine dealer, a heroin dealer, an arms dealer, all of that he's accused of being. And because Tyson Fury opened his mouth, Bahrain ran away from the fight that they were setting up. The Sky Sports ran away from the fight that they were trying to set up. BT Sports ran away from the fight that they were trying to set up. Bob Arum ran away from the fight that they're supposed to set up. So just to keep count about what Tyson Fury has been accused of, not by people within the LDBC, but by people in the government officials within the United Kingdom or within Europe, because Ireland's not part of the UK. Northern Ireland is. That's my understanding. So those are just two things. Those are two things that he's been accused of. Then he gets caught with blatantly loaded gloves. Blatantly loaded gloves in the fight that was arranged by the accused mafia kingpin. That, by the way, the mafia kingpin is now, according to reports, on the run. So because Tyson Fury opened his mouth and talked about thanks Daniel Kinahan for getting this Anthony Joshua fight over, and this is a guy also that Billy Joe Saunders said that he would retire. He would consider retiring from the sport of boxing if he could not work with Daniel Kinahan. Now Daniel Kinahan the word is out of Ireland that there's a bunch of charges about to get dropped on him for international drug dealing, racketeering, money laundering, the whole nine. And that is Tyson Fury's manager. Then the glove thing happened. Now, then today, now watch this. Even today, it's like you can't even defend Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is so dirty that you can't even defend him without pointing out another way in which this dude cheats. It's amazing. You know who Jared Anderson is? You guys know who Jared Anderson is? I'm gonna look at this. You guys gotta read this. I mean, you gotta hear this. You gotta hear this. Hold on one second. Jared Anderson, right? Listen to what this guy says. And this is what I'm telling you. A dude. Oh, and the guy works with Tyson. He's improving because he works with Tyson Fury. This is a guy. Oh, here you go. This is a guy. Now, Jared Anderson, I think, is a good fighter. I'm excited to see the guy fight. Nothing that I'm saying here do I want it to come across as if I'm bashing New Juice in the building. Much love in that super chat, man. Thank you so much. So I don't want to say he dry snitched his plug. Ain't that crazy? I don't want to make anything sound like I dislike Jared Anderson, because I don't. And I think, oh yeah, it's about to come today. But look at what Jared Anderson says, trying to defend Tyson Fury. And this is why I tell y'all, if you cheat, if you lying, if you cheating, if you stealing, first of all, do the shit alone. And number two, shut your ass up. Do not go bopping your motherfucking lips. Now listen to what Jared Anderson has to say in trying to defend him, right? And I'm going to read the whole thing. You can't make this shit up. He said, they asked him, what do you think about, and look, the video is up, but I'll read the transcript, right? I thought it was talking about the accusations of Tyson Fury loading his gloves, or I think he's talking about the floppy gloves. He says, I thought it was blasphemy, Anderson told pro boxing fans. Shout out to that channel that did the interview. I thought it was, even though I suspect that you might be very trollish, I still respect you. Thank you very much for giving us the interview. I thought it was just ridiculous, because me being a sparring partner and me seeing and watching him and the way he punches, he did everything he did in the gym. My coach always told me, what you do in the gym, you'll do in the fight. Remember this, what you do in the gym, you'll do in the fight. He did everything he did in the gym in that fight. So listen, watch this. So the way his gloves open up, the way he opens his hands, he open hand punches. That's because he just has strong hands. He hasn't broken his hand yet doing it, but everything he did in that fight, he does in the gym. There's no different glove or anything in his glove like that. He's just good. Now watch. Listen to what I'm going to read this again. This part. So the way his gloves open, the way he opens his hands, how he opens his hands, he just has strong hands. Dude, that shit is illegal. First of all, that shit is illegal. You're telling me this man just admitted that Tyson Fury hits him with no padding. He said that his hand is strong enough to to spread his hands all the way open, and he hits you with the palm of his hand. Last time I checked, there's no padding on the palm of your hand. So he says it, he just admits it. But the kid is too young to know what he admitted to. That's why you got to keep your mouth shut. Look, he said, what you do in the gym, you'll do in the fight. He did everything he did in the gym that fight. He opens his hand, he hits with open hand punches, which means he hits people with no padding on his gloves in practice. Now, let me ask you a question. Other than the fact that Jared Anderson wants to support Tyson Fury, what is the difference between what he said and Nicholas Asbury said? Nothing. Now, I do have a question though. In 20-ounce, aren't you supposed to spar in 20-ounce gloves? Aren't sparring gloves like 20 ounces or really big? And I'm asking this to boxers. Aren't they supposed to be really big? Like the sparring gloves? Bigger than regular? Like you don't spar in 10-ounce gloves, do you? That's my understanding is that they're bigger, right? Right, Quan 43 said they're bigger. Now, it seems to me that the bigger, and you guys can check this, right? That the more padding you have here, the harder it is to open your hands up. Wouldn't that be true? Bigger gloves on purpose, right? But look, when your hand is in a glove like this, if you have ice or toner type gloves on, you can open your hands easy. 16-ounce gloves, thank you. Okay, so 16-ounce gloves, if they're bigger gloves. Wouldn't it be harder with the bigger gloves to open your hand up? Unless they're broken in. Exactly. Unless they're broken in. Which is what Nicholas Asbury said. He said that he went in with his fingers and touched his fingers together. It might not be. Just my thought. It might not be because Tyson Fury is so strong with his hands that he can open them up. It could be that there was no fucking padding in the glove and it allowed him to open his hand. Because he's wearing fucking isotoner gloves, Jared. And maybe he's sparring you at 19, 20 years old because you don't know the difference. Dude. No, he said, I watched the interview. That dude was obviously paid to come out supporting Tyson Fury. No, I don't think he was paid. I think he was on a small channel giving an interview about himself, and he was asked about the glove. And the interviewer's trying to do the same thing that the guy does in Mayweather gym. You go ask a boxer about something that they heard a little something about. Not something that they're looking into every day, and because they're out boxing, they're training. They're into their career. They're not into Deontay Wilder's career. So he asked him a question. And the dude said, oh, that's bullshit. And then proceeded to explain how Tyson Fury cheats in sparring with him. It's fucking amazing. Like, how crooked do you have to be that when you are so fucking crooked that somebody can't even defend you without pointing to another way that you fucking cheated? That's how fucking shady this dude is, dog. That's how shady Tyson Fury is. So again, young brother gonna have the mafia at his house after this. Dude, not me. Shit, I ain't young. But dog, for real, taking advantage of the kid, hitting him with no padding and testing his cheating out on him for Wilder. Exactly. The dude, now the guy said everything you do in the gym is what you do in the fight. Exactly. All that means, young Mr. Anderson, is all the cheating shit that he did in the fight, he was doing to you while you were training with him, which is what Nicholas Asbury accused the guy of. Y'all need to shut up. Okay? Let me help you out. Shut the fuck up. Stop trying to defend Tyson Fury. Stop trying to defend it. Now, much love in that super chat too, man. My man 100 grand, David Williams, with that super chat. Thank you so much for your support. So for real, he said, right, they look like they took the padding out of the gym with Asbury. Dude, literally, Jared Anderson just explained the same scenario that you got from Nicholas Asbury. The only difference is Nicholas Asbury is older, more experienced, and knew what was going on. Jared Anderson is a young kid. How old is Jared Anderson? Is he 22? Jared Anderson he still looks like a baby. He's a young kid that only has 4 professional fights. And actually, at the time he was sparring, he only had 2 professional fights. Gets in the ring with Tyson Fury, and Tyson Fury is hitting him with open palmed shots. That's what the man just said. Now, here's the other thing, dog. Here's the other thing. He ain't alone. Do you see? Yeah, he's a kid. Rod House has said, super chat, man. My bad. I think I went back and got it. I did, and I appreciate your support, man. A million miles an hour, homie. Thank you. And Nuke Juice again, man. I know I got that gone for you, Nuke Juice, but much love for that support, man. Oh, forgot one. So let's rewind this. Let's rewind where we are with Tyson Fury again before we move on. Okay? Now, this is a guy that they are trying to tout as the golden guy in boxing. A dude, just in the last 4 months, got busted with loaded gloves half on his hand, a reputed mafia boss as his personal manager, bribing a witness in his performance-enhancing drug investigation, right? Bribing a witness, and then reneging on the promise that he made to the guy that he bribed. He's not just a fucking crook. He's a fucking cheapskate crook. On top of it, that's just the last 4 months. You have Nicholas Asbury, who's a sparring partner, showing that he practices with no padding in his gloves. And then Jared Anderson comes out and says, yeah, Tyson, everything I saw in that fight, that's what Tyson Fury does in practice. He doesn't have anything funny in his glove. He just has super strong hands that allow you to hit him allows him to open his hands up and hit you with no padding on his hands. How can you defend Tyson Fury from all of that? Not just one thing, right? Now, usually, upload this segment for now. Perfect example of what I'm talking about yesterday. Yes, sir. Okay. You're right, 100%. You're right about that. I will be doing that. So where the trolls at, dog? Dude, they can't even argue anymore. These motherfuckers already know. They already know. That's a wrap. Okay? But now, look at what World Boxing News. Jay, I know you listen to the channel, Mr. World Boxing News editor. Did you see the article that they put out today about Deontay Wilder on World Boxing News? You cannot make this shit up. World Boxing News insinuated that Deontay Wilder was knocked out in his 13th professional fight by Harold Sconier. They didn't just say, yesterday what they said was Deontay Wilder was knocked down 10 years ago by Harold Sconiers. Today, look, you can't make this up. They're so over the top trying to defend, because they can't defend Tyson Fury anymore. Because there is no defending it, dog. There's no defending it, right? There's no defending it. Look at the article that they wrote today. I bet you Deontay Wilder's, this is the title. Deontay Wilder's buried video may show Harold Sconiers knocked him out. Do you hear that? Let me show you. I got to show it to you. I got to show it to you. I got to show it to you. This is the headline. I got to show it to you. Ooh, hold on a second. It's fucking bananas. Okay, I guess I got to close this one out altogether and come over here. Okay. And then here I am. Let me share my screen. Seriously, dude. This is bananas, dude. I don't even know. Can I increase the size? Can you read this? Deontay Wilder buried video may show Harry Sconiers knocked him out. Deontay Wilder's it was reported at the time first of all, dude, who fucking teaching you to write, dude? Down in the second, it was reported at the time what? Okay, dude, you need to get another editor. I understand, but that means that Wilder was saved by the bell. Golden boy, Wilder hit, dude. You see what they'll go through? You can YouTube it right now. What are you talking about, BFTB? Oh, you can YouTube the fight right now? Dude, Tyson Fury is done. Okay, look, this is my question. How long are y'all going to wait? How long y'all going to wait? Oh, Adewale M said that dude writes for WBN only has 3,000 followers on Twitter and he follows 2,000 himself. Look, man. World Boxing News is actually, I enjoy, dude, when they're not on. Obviously, somebody got with World Boxing News, or this is my opinion. Somebody got with World Boxing News when Tyson Fury won, and they started giving them a lot of sources and a lot of stuff, dude, because they are full-time. They were never that heavy. World Boxing News, I don't think, was ever that heavy, Anthony Joshua. But now, with Tyson Fury, they are extremely heavy on Tyson Fury, dog. There was an article, dude, but look, man, it's amazing, dude. Drew Tyson said they never challenged Nick's allegations like they challenged the farmer. In fact, they apologized to Nick. Dude, look, man, how long are you guys going? Because there's no boxing, okay? There's no boxing going on. So all this shit is just sitting in the middle of an empty table. Because nobody else cared. Dude, literally, dude, I do boxing videos. I talk about boxing 4 hours a day. 4 hours a day. Let me see. What is this? 2? This is an hour and a half. Say 40 minutes, 50 minutes of video talking. So I speak about boxing out of my mouth about 2 hours a day, okay? To put out the 4 videos and to do the live stream, right? And then there's the work around it. Right? But I know perfectly well, am I going to watch more UFC? No. There's a lot of great fighters, dude. I just don't care about the belts. I just have moved to the fact that I don't care about the belts. And I love this, but I love this. I think this is great. I think Tyson Fury is doing a great service to boxing because there's never been anybody that I know of that has so clearly themselves managed to expose so much crooked shit in boxing as Tyson Fury has. Tyson Fury, just following Tyson Fury and paying attention to Tyson Fury, I've learned more ways to cheat than I was aware of, right? So like now because of Tyson Fury, because you have to wonder, well, why would the Nevada State Athletic Commission let Tyson Fury through with gloves like that, right? And you do your research on the Nevada State Athletic Commission and you realize, oh, they're not going to catch anybody for tampered gloves because they would be shortcutting their own money. They get paid out of the fight. So they're no different than the WBC is. To expect the Nevada State Athletic Commission to catch you and to stop a big fight would be like thinking that the WBC is going to stop a big fight. They both get paid. That would be like you walking out of the house and say somebody tells you, hey, I want to pay you $10 million next year. But, we want to pay you $10 million next year because that's what they're offering the WBC. They're offering them $10 million, right? Because the fight that was going to be set up in the UK, in Bahrain, was over $300 million in purses. And they get 3%. They get 3% of $300 million. Why in the world would the WBC say, no, sorry, give me the belt back, Tyson. Give me the belt back, Tyson. Give me the belt back, Tyson. I'm going to give it back to Deontay Wilder. And because I don't want that, what's the math on that? Calculator. Because I suck at math. So I always use the calculator. So it is, what's 300 million? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 zeros, right? That's 300 million times 0.03 equals $10 million. $10 million. $10 million. $10 million. That's how much 3% fee on that 300, because they said Tyson Fury was going to get 150 million and Anthony Joshua was going to get 150 million. That's $300 million. That's $300 million. 3% of $300 million is $10 million. Why would they investigate it, right? So I thank you, Tyson Fury, because now I understand why the WBC will not enforce those regulations. Because they need the money. Now I understand why the state of Nevada has never caught anyone with loaded gloves. Never. Because they legalized loaded gloves. They just legalized it. That's what they did. They say, well, it's 10 ounces. Our regulation just says 10,000. Daryl Lightfoot, Fannon, did you see the Pedraza fight that used instant replay in the middle of the fight? Andre Ward was upset. What's your thoughts? I didn't see it. I don't see it. And I don't care. I don't see it and I don't care. I think instant replay should only be used to catch people getting in there with loaded gloves. That's what I think instant replay should be used for. To look to see if somebody took the padding out of their gloves and it was missed. That's the most effective use of instant replay. Dog, y'all ain't getting me, and I'm not saying Daryl Lightfoot that you're trying to get me off the subject, but dog, ain't nobody getting me off that subject. Okay? Instant replay is whatever, dude. It's whatever. People use it in all kind of different sports. And now that Tyson Fury did what Tyson Fury did, I'm a big, strong believer in instant replay. You know, after the fact, as you review the fight. You know what I mean? As you review the fight. Fury dry snitched on his whole team. Yeah, dude, he cost some dudes like $300 million, dude. And they got that dude running all over the place, dude. This is conspiracy theorist BS. No, it's not. These are all established facts, dumbass Tim. These are all established facts. Tyson Fury, manager, is on the run. Tyson Fury's manager is facing multiple fucking counts of racketeering, money laundering, drug sales, tax evasion. They're going to try to put Tyson Fury's manager in jail for the rest of his life. And that is the guy that negotiated the fight with negotiated all of Tyson Fury's fights since he returned from the 2-year steroids ban that he faced and murder. Thank you very much, Spokes Ball. And that's the manager that has been managing him personally since Tyson Fury came off his 2-year suspension, the one which he falsified testimony according to Martin Carefoot. And that, my friend, is out there too. Fannon, not trying to get off the subject. What you drinking? Topo Chico. Topo Chico. Best mineral water that there is. Hubble Telescope say he did like 5 fights for Fury. Exactly. He did 5 fights for Fury. No, he's the manager. Darren McGuire, he's the manager. He's not an advisor. He's a manager. And let me explain to you why he's a manager. Because he's doing managerial functions. Managerial functions. The manager is the manager is the one that negotiates purses, negotiates fights for his fighter. He called Tyson Fury and said, "We got the job done." And he is the founder of MTK Global, who is the official managers of Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is managed by MTK Global, that was founded by the guy that was on the phone managing his fights. He's managed by him. Managed by him. Not advised, not sitting back somewhere else and saying, "Oh, let me tell you what I think you should do. Oh, maybe you should do this. Maybe you should do that." No. Dog, get out of here, man. He said, "Damn, they charged Fury's manager too." No, dude, his manager's the dude, the heavy duty guy. So he's the one that was making getting the $300 million together. Damon Wester, so you're not watching boxing right now because it's top stake or the cards suck, Fannon. I have been watching boxing. I've watched some of the fights. I watched Shakur Stevenson. I watched that kid, what's his name? I watched Jared Anderson. I watched the people that I was watching the people that I'm interested in watching. But that's not as important to boxing as this. This is far more important because if people would do something about it, they would do something about it, you could solve a lot of unfairness in the sport of boxing. You know what I mean? I think this is really fun. Hubble said, "Mac the knife, that sounds gangster." Exactly, because it is. Because it is. But we all know boxing, dude. Boxing has a lot of that in it. Then that's cool. Like I said, dude, don't get me wrong. I don't have a problem with people getting their money. Doesn't bother me at all. The government does a whole bunch of shit that I think should be considered criminal. Who am I to get on somebody for a family or some people, some downtrodden, poor people trying to get their money? It's unfortunate that people have to be pushed to the situation where that's the type of stuff they have to do. But, I'm not holding anybody's feet to the fire over that shit. Daryl Lightfoot, how come nobody in Wilder's corner or camp noticed these loaded gloves during the fight or complained about the way Fury was throwing illegal punches? I don't know if any of that's true. I don't know if nobody noticed it during the fight. I haven't talked to him. And complained about the way Fury was throwing punches. I don't know. Couldn't answer it. But it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. That doesn't interest me. I don't care. You know what I mean? That's like me seeing somebody rape a little girl on videotape, and then me looking at the videotape and saying, I wonder why she didn't go call the police. I don't think that's the right reaction. I think the reaction is, damn, I see a videotape of this man raping a little girl. I'm going to go to the police with this tape and let them know that this happened. And then they can investigate it, and then they find the guy. They do what they feel like they got to do. I'm not about to. Money Brown TV, man, we got to hold up, man. Money Brown TV lost a loved one. Please forgive me. Please put her name in the comment section if you feel like it. If you don't, that's fine, man. But respect for your loss, man. We're gonna pause the live stream right now. We're gonna do a 10 count. Rest in peace to Money Brown's family and condolences. Rest in peace, man. Be strong, man. I'm sorry for your loss. Sorry for your loss, man. RIP to your cousin too, man. All right, so let's get back to it, man. Your thoughts are you in my thoughts and prayer, Money Brown. So yeah, man, and to I am I will. So this is an interesting time, man. This is an interesting time. And this is why I say, dude, there's something to God, the saying that God don't like ugly. God don't like ugly, man. Tyson Fury, if this was any other time, dude, if this was any other time, Tyson Fury would have got away with this shit scot-free. You know why he would have got away with it? I mean, got away with it scot-free in the sense that not everybody that with any bit of fucking common sense and honesty knows what he did, okay? Because everybody knows, okay? Fuck all the dumb shit. Everybody knows. But if it wasn't for the fact that coronavirus hit and there were no other fight, there's no other real significant fights, and there's nothing really else to really, where boxing is really going. If this was last year and there was like Tyson Fury had done all this shit, but then a month later, Errol Spence Jr. was fighting Danny Garcia, and then a few weeks after that, Terrence Crawford was fighting, whoever Terrence Crawford was going to fight, right? All of that shit would have got covered up because there'd be so many other things to talk about. But the fact that right after that shit took place, it was like God saying, Rip. It was like karma said, Rip. That's too much, Tyson. That's too much. Boom. Shit comes out. Said that's why Tyson Fury went off social media. Is he off social media? What's going on, Philip Wright? He said, what's good for now? Been a minute, bro. You got respect in PKNY. What's PKNY? I know the last is New York. What's PKNY? That's why he got away with. Yeah, that's why he got away with the first time. Because there's so many great observation. That's why I got away with it the first time. He got it away with the first time because there was nobody looking at the tapes. Because this shit is just, Poughkeepsie, New York. Shout out to Poughkeepsie, New York, man. What's good, Zico Suave? I'm chilling. I'm just walking over these dudes' necks, man. I'm just walking over these dudes' necks. Say, God staged this. Oh, dog, it's hilarious though, man. It's hilarious because he would have got away with it. This is my. I have allergies, so I'm folding this. I didn't realize it was getting on channel, but I got allergies. This is my super oversized handkerchief because I always lose it. So I took a towel and gave it to myself. Hey man, much love in that super chat, man. From I Will. He said this is going to come back to haunt the WBC. Fury is not a draw. Wilder is. Suleiman's a clown, and the hidden racist agenda is going to destroy the WBC. Salute Fannon and prayers to Money and his family, and also you too. I will, man. Prayers to your family as well. Much love in that super chat. Hubble Telescope said they hate he can't have his cheat and win in peace. I love it. Oh, they hate it, dude. He said, oh, yeah. Broderick Hunter said Rona is exposing all kind of BS. Thank God he don't like ugly. Yes, dude. If it wasn't for the Rona, we wouldn't be having George Floyd shit would have just went poop. It would have just went poop. But because nobody's busy, it's because people aren't busy. And they're sitting in front of computers actually spending time thinking about things that they actually want to think about instead of being stuck on a hamster wheel, on a never-ending hamster wheel. People start opening up and seeing things. So your boy Tyson is dog Tyson Fury, and I can't wait when he brings his ass back to the United States. Oh, dog, he will be confronted. Don't try that $1,500 ticket bullshit next time, okay? What is it that you're ringing? It's a gong. It's a gong. I can't. See that? Ugh. It's a gong. Actually, a string broke, but it's a gong. There's a lot of history in that gong. I mean, we rang millions of dollars through that gong. Crunchy Black Jr. said, do you believe the PBC is going to start something like the UFC because of this situation? There were rumors in the past. No, I do not, because I don't believe that can work. And boxing will ruin itself before they let Al Heyman get away with that. Dude, these people don't even want these guys. Said the Gong Show. I'm old. That's what's up. Yeah, the Gong Show. That's when I was a kid, man. No, I don't believe that, dude. These guys want boxing the way that it is. These guys are making a lot of money, man. Dude, the potential money being made on that Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua fight with that guy involved, dude, that's $300 million on the top. You don't know how much money could be swimming underneath, right? For example, and I like to stay away from this, and I'm not going to give too much detail on it, but people talk about the WBC, and like as far as like the Vegas stuff, they talk about the WBC, and you talk about the Nevada State Athletic Commission, you talk about the fighters. Do you know who gets left out of that conversation? Who is probably a major player in all of this bullshit going on? Big party that nobody ever talks about. The casino. The MGM Grand. The MGM Grand. The MGM Grand, dude, if you look at the people who are on the board of directors, who are commissioners for the Nevada State Athletic Commission, most of them work in the gaming industry. They design buildings for the gaming industry. Another lady does events for the gaming industry, right? So not just the MGM Grand, but the hotels that are around there. There are people that are on the Nevada State Athletic Commission whose profession it is to build casinos, to do construction on casinos. Those are the people that are on the commission. I think that's a pretty interesting marriage. You know what I mean? So it's just a lot. I don't think that a lot of that stuff is going to change because there is a real good way to make a lot of money in that. Michael A. Mess say, good and true point for 9. Yeah, man. I mean, dude, the casino is the biggest moneymaker in the whole thing. They're the biggest moneymaker in the whole thing because of the gambling. There's way more money that they're going to make gambling than they make off that fight. The UFC owner was part of Nevada State Athletic Commission and owns casinos. Yeah. Now, the fact that you would bring somebody into, that's why Nevada's like, oh, no, it's impossible that there's loaded gloves. No way. Right, because they're gambling. And if they say that the fight was fixed, what does that mean for the money that the casino made? Right? Did you bet on the fight? If that fight is fixed and you bet on the fight, wouldn't you want your money back? Wouldn't the casino want their money back if you won? And wouldn't you want your money back if you lost? Right? Because the fight was fixed. Yes, you got to act like the fight never happened. Give me my money back. Why would the state of Nevada, with all of those interests on the Nevada State Athletic Commission, and all those interests are in the gaming industry, why would they set a pattern? Why would they set a pattern where they would set themselves up for having to give the money back to the people that gambled? Because that's the big scandal. You lost money on a fixed fight. So of course they're never going to say the fight's fixed. Because they got to come up off the money. You say, yep, pay me back, creeps. Exactly. Give me my money back. I bet that this fight was going to be a legitimate fight. And you're in there, Nevada State Athletic Commission, let people in, let this guy get in, somebody who's a known cheater, who had already been caught doing that exact same thing, who had already been caught on performance-enhancing drugs. You let this guy get up in there with no padding on his gloves and win a fight. That is a fixed fight. I want my money back. So why would the state of Nevada ever do that? When they're what? Can somebody give me the word? Somebody give me the word. Because I was trying to teach you it yesterday. Trying to teach it to you yesterday. Self-funded. Why would them being self-funded, where their money comes from the gate receipts, couldn't there also be a likelihood that people would say, I want my money back for the tickets? I paid $1,500 for a fixed fight and I lost $10,000 on a fixed fight. I want my $11,000 back and you will see my lawyer tomorrow. Right? I mean, what would prevent people from saying that now? Like, hold on. A bunch of people are like, hold on, that glove. No, dude, give me my money back. Go find a lawyer in the state of Nevada. Or no, you can sue them in your own home state. You can sue the state of Nevada in your own home state. Because you watched it in your home state. So you don't even have to go to Nevada for that to make the case, because you could be like, hold on, they're in Nevada, but I'm not in Nevada. I'm in Chicago. Since I'm in Chicago, you ripped me off in Chicago. I placed my bet in Chicago. I bought the pay-per-view in Chicago. And you, Top Rank, put a known cheater and known cheater into the ring with no padding on his gloves. It's not the first time you've done that either, Top Rank. You did that in a fight. You did that in a fight with Shane Mosley and Antonio Margarito, and you also did it with Luis Resto. You also did it with Luis Resto. So you have a pattern. There's a pattern, even though it's here and there, of you letting people in the ring with loaded gloves. And I spent money on that event. And I lost money gambling on that event. Nah, dude, I want my money back. As soon as they say that he cheated. As soon as they say he cheated. Woo! I'm calling my lawyer because only a fucking fool would represent themselves. I will be calling one of my lawyers as if they ever announced that shit. I want my money back. I didn't gamble because I don't gamble like that, dog. I don't gamble on shit in Vegas because I don't believe the Vegas likes to lose. Kelly, Paul Carrick, man, much love in that super. Oh, excuse me. Thank you for joining, man. Welcome to the channel. Thank you so much. Say yes, sue Nevada and ban Tyson Fury. Now, there's a lot of stuff around that. You know, you'd really have to talk to somebody in that jurisdiction, somebody that's an expert in that area. But I have to believe, dude, that there is probably a cause of action there because I gambled with you under certain things, certain conditions that we are assuming is true. Like this is a boxing match. I didn't bet on a bare knuckle fight. And I want you guys to understand, dude, what Tyson Fury has done. To be very clear about this. What Tyson Fury did to Deontay Wilder is that he made the fight a bare knuckle fight. He's a bare knuckle fighter who turned a boxing match into a bare knuckle fight. And as a result, gave himself a huge advantage over the guy that not only did not know that he was in a bare knuckle fight, he also has no experience that we know of in bare knuckle fighting. Tyson Fury changed that fight to a bare knuckle fight. He did it twice. The first time he did it by extending his glove, right? It's pushing his glove out, either one of two ways. It doesn't matter, but it's it's one or the other way he did it. Either he did it by pulling his glove down and having his knuckle in the glove part of having his knuckles in the palm part, right? Which would make it a bare knuckle fight. Or he had his whole hand in there and he was hitting him with his palm, which again is a bare knuckle fight because there's no padding on his palm. That's what he did. He is expert at bare knuckle fighting, and it's kind of like what he did was like if an MMA fighter was fighting a boxer and they just were able to manipulate the rules and make the fight more of an MMA fight than it was a boxing match. And quite honestly, Tyson Fury did that too. Because Tyson Fury is hitting you he makes it a bare knuckle fight, and he makes it a wrestling match by grabbing and wrenching your neck and moving you. None of that shit is boxing. None of that shit is boxing. And I know they said he said he may have had egg weights too. Now, I don't doubt, I'm not going to say that he didn't have it. I'm not going to say that he did have it. And I respect Focus Ball and I respect everybody that said it. But for me, just the way that my mind works, I don't even need that. You can say, oh, it happened with egg weights. Okay, did it happen with egg weights or did it happen with his knuckles? 50 cent on one hand, half dozen on, 6 on one hand, half dozen on the other. Whatever you want to call it. Do you want to call it 6 or do you want to call it a half dozen? Because it doesn't make a difference to me. And the reason it doesn't make a difference to me is because there's no padding in the glove. He's not supposed to hit with the knuckles, nor is he supposed to hit you with egg weights. And their argument for this shit is so weak. That's what they're relying on. They're relying on things like, oh, well, it couldn't have been egg weights. Prove to me it's egg weights. Oh, prove to me where exactly he took the padding out of his glove. Oh, somebody says it's padding out of the glove. Somebody else says that they just pushed it to the side. So which one is it? Doesn't matter. If it's either one of those, he cheated. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I know you can say that he removed the padding or that the padding was shoved to the side. That is a distinction without a difference. That's a distinction without a difference. Because if he took the padding out, his glove is still exposed. If he moved it to the side, his knuckles are still exposed. That's what you call a distinction without a difference. Whether or not he hit you with your palm with egg weights and knuckles, or he just hit you with your knuckles, is a distinction without a difference. It doesn't matter, because either way you go, he cheated. You're just trying to debate which way he cheated. But when all agree that he cheated, it doesn't matter. Juniper B, aren't the Attorney General's job consumer protection against fraudulent services, ticket holders, gamblers can sue, correct? Nevada State Athletic Commission does not have to confirm. The Attorney General's job is to enforce the laws of the state of Nevada. He is the chief lawyer or the chief legal representative for the state of Nevada. The Attorney General's office will cover a lot of shit. Any area of law. And yeah, consumer protection is something. Fraudulent ticket sales, fraudulent, all of that stuff. Yeah, I'm sure you can find a bunch of shit. If you know the law well enough, you can find a law that was broken. But yeah, it's his job to represent the state. Terrence Chavis said, "Thank you for now. The dirty tactics are just as bad as the gloves." Yeah, dude, his shit is rampant. That's why I pointed out in the beginning of the video, dude, that he cheats so much. He has so much dirty shit on him that you can't even defend him without pointing to some dirty shit he did. I mean, dude, it's everywhere. You know what I mean? It's literally everywhere around him. He's not kind of dirty. He's gigantically dirty. He's a known drug cheat, right? Known drug cheat. He tampered with his gloves against Christian Hamer. He bribed somebody, or his team, which is him, bribed somebody to give false testimony to the British Boxing Board of Control so that he wouldn't get suspended longer. And he came in with his glove half on. And he came in the next fight with no padding on his knuckle. Dude, literally, what way is there to cheat that Tyson Fury has not been caught cheating? Like, what else? What else? Elbowing? Check. Neck wrenching? Check. Thumbing? Check. Because that's what he was trying to do when he disconnected his thumb from that glove so he could thumb you. He wanted to thumb Christian Hamer. He wanted to palm him and he wanted to thumb him. That's why you clip your thumb off of your hand. And according to Jared Anderson, he practices this. He practices it. He practices fighting with loaded gloves. Now, listen and think about what Ben Davidson told Nicholas Asbury. Think about what he said. Nicholas Asbury said that Ben Davidson told him that he was fighting without with those very thin padded gloves to develop confidence in Tyson Fury. I don't know if you guys have noticed this or not, but Tyson Fury is one of the most confident people that you're ever going to run into when it comes to fighting. He is immensely confident. Why would he need to? A guy that beat Vladimir Klitschko. Why would somebody that beat Derek Chisora twice? A guy that held 3 of the 4 major championship belts, right? And the ring belt. Why would he need for Ben Davidson to help him with his confidence? No. What you're doing is you're doing what Jared Anderson said you were doing. You are practicing for the fight. If you intend on bringing in loaded gloves, you fight and prepare with loaded gloves. Tyson Fury said that he sunk his hand in petroleum for this next fight. Jared Anderson says everything that he did in that fight, we saw in practice. Young man, just because you saw it in practice doesn't make it legal. If you saw him kick somebody in the nuts, just run back, take 5 steps back, run up and kick him in the nuts in practice. That doesn't mean that it's legal, does it? Young man. Love calling people young man, dog. Because Jared Anderson's just a young man. I don't have any beef with him whatsoever. He's just young enough to be my son. You know what I mean? So I know, dude, that you're 3-4 fights, dude. You're not even really, at the time he's sparring Tyson Fury, he's not even really a professional fighter, man. He's not, he's really still a rank amateur. You know what I mean? Even though he's got a lot of talent and he's got a lot of potential. Great. Hey, Rob T said, great content, man. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. Juniper B said, oh yeah, I got Juniper B. Much love in that super chat, Juniper B. And Gerald McCarter said, excellent reporting, Fannon. Nobody thought about the gambling aspect. Dog, dude, the more I pay attention to Tyson Fury, the more I learn about how you cheat. Because you just got to walk backwards. Walk backwards, right? They want you to try to walk forwards. They want you to start, right? Your analysis of this situation from the beginning of the day of the fight. No, I'm going to start my analysis from the moment that Tyson Fury I see Tyson Fury with no gloves, with no padding on his gloves. Because that's something that I know, and it's a crucial starting point. Now let's go backwards from there. See, the way that they want to force you to go forward, you have to then explain, how did he get past this? How did he get past that? He could have never gotten past this. He could have never gotten past that. I'm going to start with the fact that he did get past them, because those gloves are in the ring, and we know they're in the ring. So let's go back and not ask, how could he get past people? The question is, how did he? How did he? So you look at everybody involved. Well, we already know that the WBC wasn't in the ring. They were not in the they weren't actually in there when the hands were getting wrapped, right? But Mauricio Sulaiman, and I have to correct people that say Mauricio Sulaiman lied. From the words that I saw, Mauricio Sulaiman did not lie. What Mauricio Sulaiman did was mislead you, because he said that I saw them in their locker rooms. I saw them in their locker rooms in both fights, right? But he never specifically said that he saw the hands get wrapped or that he was involved in the gloves. He then said we had representatives that were 3 representatives that were in the locker room, in that locker room. He never actually says that he saw anything. So that little bit of circumspect, slippery shit tells me that Mauricio Sulaiman's not 100% convinced of this shit. He probably believes that actually, he does believe it. Everybody believes it, because everybody sees those fucking knuckles out. But Mauricio Sulaiman didn't, from what I saw, Mauricio Sulaiman didn't lie. He just, like I said, he just misled you, right? Because you have to make certain assumptions when he says what he says. So he said, I was in the locker room. Well, then I have to make the assumption that he was in the locker room when Deontay Wilder was getting his hand wrapped. But remember, he did not say that specifically. He is very good at manipulating people by omitting certain facts and making you take certain leaps. So after I listened to what he said, I'm like, okay, get him out of there, because we know, number one, that he is not actually checking the gloves. the New York State Athletic Commission is the one that approves the gloves. The WBC doesn't approve the gloves, so it doesn't even matter if his ass is in the ring or not. It's the Nevada State Athletic Commission that approves the gloves. So then you say, well, then, since we know that they approve these gloves, why would they approve these gloves? Oh, they would. If you look at the rules and you read the rules of the New York State Athletic Commission, you will find that there's nothing in there about where padding is, only how much the glove weighs. So for them, they will approve a glove that weighs the proper amount, and they will approve gloves that are custom made for a fighter. So in this instance, they have a pair of custom gloves that weigh 10 ounces, so they approve them. But you would have to assume, right, that they would have not approved them if the gloving wasn't, if the padding wasn't in the proper place. But we know from Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s experience and the conversations that that were happening around the Marcos Maidana fight, you know that the Nevada State Athletic Commission doesn't pay attention to where the padding is in the glove. They only pay attention to how much it weighs. So Tyson Fury, who has fought for the Nevada State Athletic Commission 4 times, once against Deontay Wilder the first time, second time against Tom Schwartz, next time against Otto Wallin, and the third money time against Deontay Wilder, the 4th time within a year in Vegas, knows the rules, has been in the locker room, has been through multiple glove checks, knows what the Nevada State Athletic Commission is looking for, and knows what they're not looking for. And as a result, he gives them something, he cheats in a way that they're not looking for. And the thing that the Nevada State Athletic Commission is not looking for, because it's not in their rules, is gloves with no padding on the knuckles. Now, you would think, being a boxing fan, that that is not possible. There's no way that the Nevada State Athletic Commission would not regulate how much padding goes on your actual knuckles. But again, like Mauricio Suleiman, that would be you making a logical leap and assuming that they would not do that without actually looking at what the rules are. I have looked at the rules. I've looked at the rules for approval of gloves. I've looked at the rules for the approval of gloves under special circumstances, championship fights and special circumstances. And let me tell you, from what I saw, it is perfectly legal in the state of Nevada to go in there with a glove that is 10 ounces and has no padding on the knuckles. There's nothing that I've seen that would prevent them from approving those gloves, including their regulation that they have about prohibiting the massaging of gloves, right? Because he say that you cannot massage gloves or push padding here or push padding there. However, that can take place after the gloves have already been approved. So Tyson Fury could, under the rules of Nevada, get into the ring with loaded gloves and it be completely legal based on the rules, or let me rephrase this, it would not violate the rules of the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Easily, you could do it without violating their rules, which is what? What does Tyson Fury say? Tyson Fury, in defense of himself, said, blame me, blame the New York State Athletic Commission for letting me fight with those gloves. Tyson Fury admitted it. He does not know when to stop talking. But if you put all this shit together, it makes perfect sense. And the thing for me, and you guys might not like it out there, but the thing that made it completely one of the biggest things is his manager. It's his manager. Because he negotiated every fight that he's had in Las Vegas. And I don't know if you've ever heard about the reputation of Vegas before, but back in the day, it used to have a reputation of being a little bit mobbish, a little bit criminal in Las Vegas. Think people like, you know, all the people that the RICO laws were written for were in Vegas. So you have a guy in Ireland come to Vegas, $1,500 tickets a piece, and the majority of the people, who the fuck would fly over 12,000 people from the UK? Deontay Wilder was completely surrounded by UK people the whole time he was in that hotel. But they say, well, what is he? How's Daniel Kennedy? How's he going to do all that from Dubai? I don't know. Send somebody that works for him. Dog, you guys just, hey, dude, it's a wrap on y'all, okay? It's a wrap. It's time to fess up. Stop lying. Dude, he said Meyer Lansky helped start Vegas. I mean, Irish gangsters from New York were known from that. Dude, Tyson Fury is a mafia fighter. Tyson Fury is a mafia fighter. He's an Irish mafia fighter. By his own admission. By his own admission. You guys can't make this shit up, dude. And you can't get out of it. You cannot get out of this. This is way too much shit. Okay, Ishe Smith? I hear you quiet. I hear you quiet, Ishe. Because it was funny when all you had to do is dismiss young Pharaoh, right? He's a whack job. He's a this. When it was cherry, and I'm gonna call y'all out. Because when it was cherry picking, when you thought it was a cherry picking argument where you could just say a couple things, put a quick video up and show how this is impossible and the whole fucking thing would go away, you thought that you could get your ass, you thought you could get a real easy hit, right? Talk some shit real quick because people were making shit up. But now with all of this shit, you see what they are. Silence, shut my lips, shut my mouth, stay quiet because this shit has been blown. Been blown. Damn. Deific prognosticator, man. Much love in that super chat. That's huge. He said, thank you, Fannon, for supporting consistency on the subject. Many crooked individuals would advocate for your silence. You demonstrate a form of integrity and ability to be forthright with mainstream media will never possess. You're making them quiver. Hey, man. They need to be fucking ashamed of themselves. They need to be ashamed of themselves is what they need to be. And much love for that in that super chat. Oh, Bill Charterman said I did. I see it sitting right here too. Lorraine Williams said, Fannon, did you hear anything about Breland being the snake in the camp that worked for the ops and has now been replaced? I can neither confirm nor deny that. Lorraine Williams, I cannot confirm nor can I deny, dude, that. Building Stronger Men says, my brother, your logic is unmatched. Is he even a good fighter or has he just been a cheater his whole career? He's a good fighter. He's a very, very good bare knuckle fighter who made a switch to boxing and takes advantage of his bare knuckle background to get advantages over boxers. Much love in that super chat. Tyson Fury is a bare knuckle fighter. That's what he was trained to do. I have a suspicion that he was a bare knuckle fighter well before he put a pair of gloves on. He has a father that can't get into the United States because he gouged a man's eyes out with his thumbs. You notice you've never seen Tyson Fury's father in the United States because he can't get into the United States because he gouged a man's eyes out with his thumbs. At least one eye. I don't know if it's both eyes or one eye.
but he got into a fight and he gouged a man's eye out with his thumb. Now, if you're raised by a man that will gouge a man's eye out with his thumb, you might know a few things about dirty fighting. You don't get any dirtier than gouging a man's eye out with your thumb. And that's his father. That's the guy that taught him how to fight. That's the guy that named him Tyson Fury and was going to have him be a boxer from the moment he was born. Tyson Fury, I'm sure, has every trick of the book and in the book. And by the way, let's not skip where he's from. He's from the UK. And bare knuckle fighting has been going on in the UK for almost 300 years. And Tyson Fury says it. I'm a fighting man. My father was a fighting man. Every man in my line has been a fighting man. His family were part of the exhibitions and those type of bare knuckle fights that were taking place when bare knuckle fighting was illegal and completely run by organized crime. And he has, according to Tyson Fury, that's generation after generation of people that were grown in that tradition. They know how to thumb you. They know how to, and he knows how to hit you with the bare knuckle. Dude, his jab in the first Deontay Wilder fight was a bare knuckle jab. It's a bare knuckle jab. You just have to understand that his hand's not in the glove. And now you know he spent the whole first fight doing this to Deontay Wilder with a bare knuckle. And then Jared Anderson tries to cover for him and admits that he did what? His hands are so strong that he can open his hand in a glove that other people can't do and slap you with what? His bare hand in this too. In this too. Even if his hand wasn't in the glove, coming at it like this, you can hit him with bare wrist. Dude, he's just a cheat. He's a cheater that was raised by cheaters. He's a bare knuckle fighter, and bare knuckle fighting is cheating in boxing, but it's not cheating in bare knuckle fights. So if he was doing all of this in a regular bare knuckle fight, dude, he would be good to go. Nobody could say anything about him. He'd be a decent human being and everything. There ain't nothing wrong with you fighting bare knuckles in fights that are bare knuckle. But when you cheat and turn your fists and try to find a way to turn a glove into a bare knuckle fight, not only does the other guy not know you're doing it, which means he can't anticipate the punches, right? He's not used to it. He hasn't trained his body to take those type of punches. Because if you are a bare knuckle fighter, you could train your body to take those type of shots. It's just cheating. And it's actually you're not even in the same sport. We thought we were watching a boxing match, but what we were really watching was a bare knuckle brawl. It's just dirty, man. And there's no way around it. No way around it. He said, I'm not sure that this is classified as a conspiracy, but by any stretch, anyone, unless you have done zero research, you're being paid under the table and you're suffering from, what is that? Typoless? You just talking shit on it? Does that mean you're just talking shit on a typewriter? Let me know what that word means, dude. I love getting new words. Look, dude, man, here's the thing about conspiracy theories. There are a bunch of people in jail for conspiracies. Every crime that involves more than two people involved conspiracy. People say conspiracy as if as soon as you say the word conspiracy, it makes it untrue. That's not how it works. A conspiracy is a plan hatched by two or more people. And those type of things happen all of the time. People conspire to set up boxing matches. They conspire to beat people. Jay Davidson, or not Jay Davidson, but what's the guy's name? Sugar Hill and Tyson Fury did conspire to beat Deontay Wilder. They got together, they created a plan, and they executed the plan to beat Deontay Wilder. They conspired to do that. When you put the word conspiring on it, you try to make it seem like somebody's saying that the FBI, the UFOs flew in and invisible aliens grabbed Tyson Fury's hands and made his glove disappear and punched him in the face. That's just illogical. Okay, they're trying to imply that because what you said is illogical by calling it conspiracy theory. But in truth, what you're doing is you're saying, hold on, man, there's these three people involved. They all have these three interests that all were met. And we see something funny here. So we see the Nevada State Athletic Commission will allow those gloves to come through. Why would they allow those gloves to come through? They need a big fight. And if they get too sensitive with stuff, then people will take that fight and may not go to Las Vegas. They might go to LA or they might go to New York. So, hey, they've got reasons to be, a little bit more lenient with certain things because they're self-funded and they need the fight. Versus a state that's not interested in boxing that's going to be like, hey, whatever the fuck. No, dude. Those gloves can't come through in here. We ain't interested, right? Then you have the WBC, who's clearly getting 3% of a $300 million fight that has probably been in negotiations since before the Deontay Wilder-Tyson Fury fight that the WBC would know about. So they have $300 million. They have $10 million riding on it. Why would they investigate it, right? But that's not a conspiracy theory. That's just telling you what their interests are and why they might not be very willing or interested in the conversation to begin with. But though Tyson Fury's motivation is obvious, it's as obvious as is his cheating. It's the cheating itself. He got his ass knocked fucking comatose in the last fight, round 12, got decked in the last second of the fight. He knows perfectly well that Deontay Wilder can hurt him at any given time in a fight. And even the worst Deontay Wilder haters can't say that ain't the truth, because in the last fight, Deontay Wilder knocked him down with every punch he hit him with. Okay? So Tyson Fury knew what he was going in there with. He was going in there with, unlike the first time, when he didn't know that. Tyson Fury, the first fight, did not know that Deontay Wilder's power was like that. But he admitted it after the first fight because he was like, damn, that ain't no bullshit. He hits that hard. His dad said the same thing before the fight. Deontay Wilder can't punch. Deontay Wilder's legs are too skinny. You're acting like he's all this great of a puncher. He's not. After the first fight, what did his dad say? That power is real. I probably would have stopped the fight because everything that they said about Deontay Wilder's power is real. So going into the second fight, Tyson Fury knew that Deontay Wilder's power is legitimate. In the first fight, he didn't believe that. He didn't know it. But he changed tactics going into the second fight. And the main tactic was, hey, the bare knuckle part of this fight is not going to be the jab. It's going to be the right hand. Because they didn't catch it before. They didn't catch me. I fought a whole fight with a glove half on. I fought a whole fight with a glove half on, and they never caught it. So I don't think that they're going to catch this loaded glove. So let me just take the padding out. Let me not take the padding. Let me do what I got to do however they did it, right? Whether it was padding or redistribution or whatever it was. He said, let me go get on in there. He got in that fight, hit that dude with a glove with no padding on it, and won the fight. Because he was not about to pillow and touch Deontay Wilder with a bunch of pillowy shots and wait around for Deontay Wilder to catch his ass like he caught Luis Ortiz, or catch his ass like he caught what's his name? Dominic Brazil. Because that's what Deontay Wilder was working on. Deontay Wilder was working on baiting you in, boom. Catching you with something big. And he was working on that for Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury saw those fights. Tyson Fury got a fucking loaded glove and said he was not going to get knocked out. He was going to knock out Deontay Wilder. And that's what they did, in my opinion. And it all makes perfect sense, and it is all backed by fact after fact after fact. Not least of which, the fact that you can see the gloves have no padding over those knuckles. It's crazy. Exactly, Broderick Hunter. But look, let me get up out of here. Much love to everybody in the chat. Hey, can y'all hit the like button on your way? Oh, yeah. Hit your man. Let me get up over 400 likes, man. Can we get over 400 likes? That would be great. Or at least over 3. Calvin King says, salute Fannon. You speaking straight facts, big dog. Appreciate you, man. And Lou, look, man, go with it and let these people know, dude. Dog, America, we ain't stupid, dude. I know you think black people are dumb, but that's just a myth, okay? We're really not stupid, okay? We have the ability to look at photographs, look at videos, compare them to fights that happened, and I'm still looking for a fight with a glove flopping around like that. And I'm still looking for a fight where I can clearly see somebody's hand in the glove. Ain't seen it yet. Anyway, it is what it is. Much love to everybody in the chat, everybody in the super chat. And with that, we out. Peace. Go out to check out my man KQKC that's coming up next. KQKC coming up next. Then check out Blue Blood Sports TV. Check out my man. Then make sure you check out my man BFTB. Check out the General 78 Sports TV. Stay Ready Boxing and everybody else that's on this evening. And with that, we out. Peace.